Okay, here.
Hey, it's Red Summer.
Hey, it's with Hanifah Walida.
We are your gay aunties. We are trying to make it to you, baby.
We are. We are. So let me put up the comments so we can make sure um, you guys are with us. Are you with us? Just give us a thumbs up if you're with us. Oh yeah. I see it. We got a thumbs up. Yep. Okay. All right. We good. All right. We should be good. All right. All right. All right. All right. Yeah. Hey.
We did it.
What's good?
Whew,
All
well, you know your aunties do everything that we can to get to you every week. If you are just joining us, especially on this new platform, welcome, welcome. We want you to know that your gay aunties is a weekly podcast that is centered around queer adulting. So if you want Auntie Red or Auntie Hanifa to answer any questions that you have about life, love, or any other experiences in your good gay life, go ahead and send us a letter at yourgayaunties@gmail.com so we can answer those questions for you. Okay? And maybe you're not a letter writer per se, you'd rather send us a little note on the Instagrams or the Twitters. We are on there too. Hey! So you can find us at Your Gay Aunties at both of those platforms and go ahead and let us know what you want us to say.
Word. So yes, so as you know, we are coming to you live via YouTube. This is going to be the go-to. We've been wanting to try this anyway, but since we have Corona, hey Corona,
Yeah.
it's making it more imperative that we just engage with you guys a little bit more intimately. So every Sunday at 1 p.m., all you gotta do is subscribe to us on YouTube, and you get access, and making sure that everybody can get access and that there are no barriers. But if you do want to support us, you can go and do that at patreon.com/your gay auntie. So donations are just open. They are still a monthly commitment, but you can commit whatever you can when you can. But you can get access to us live every Sunday at 1 p.m. And here we is. And now let's just jump into it.
Absolutely. And this month we had a theme. We're starting themes for our month.
Yes.
And this theme was partying with a purpose. And we are building up to our special guest that we have for you for our Sunday brunch next week. But we got to party with the purpose last night.
Well, yes, we did. All of America got to
Yes,
party with a purpose last night, or like for 9 hours straight. D Nice was going off on IG for real.
absolutely.
Like,
It was wonderful. I was so excited. And we were in there in the beginning. And so it was kind of like, I guess, whatever number the viewers got to, it would crash. And
mm,
so if you notice, at some points he was shouting out like, "Oh, we're at 20,000, viewers." Because once you got to whatever that number was in the beginning, it would close out and he would have to start another one. And so for it to get to 100,000 viewers, like that was like unheard of at the beginning of the feed, right? And
exactly.
people just kept adding on and kept jumping in. It was crazy.
I think IG needs to expand its bandwidth, especially for this time, because there are a lot of artists who are just like going live. Like I had posted Debbie Allen. I had like me and my mom's up here doing Debbie Allen choreography. It was a hot mess, but we was doing it, but it kept it moving.
Yeah.
But yeah, that D Nice thing was I tuned in for like an hour, and I kind of had it going on, in the back, and he was just playing some like classics. I don't know if he like did like total like cross generational what have you. He's like, fuck it, I'm doing what feel good to me.
Yeah.
But those of y'all who don't know who D Nice is, we actually know him as an MC
Right.
from back in the days. You
Taking
know,
out your suckers and you don't know how I did
do
it.
it. Taking out your suckers and you don't know how I do it. So most
Yes.
of us know like he came from the whole like Boogie Down Productions crew, their whole crew. But as time went on, he started getting more into producing and DJing, and now it's been perfect. He's been DJing for I don't know how many years, and so he was able to get on and just go in for 9 hours straight. And everybody was checking in, like, shoot, did Obama check in? Like, who was checking
Michelle
in?
Obama checked in.
Yeah.
Oprah was on. Like it
Angela
was
Bassett,
literally
Queen
some of
Latifah,
everybody.
Netflix, themselves.
Yeah, he said NASA was in at one point. Okay.
Cause they just like, well, we're here working from home. We're
Yeah.
looking at the stars from home. You just have some good music on in the back.
A friend of mine was she posted she was so embarrassed because I guess at one point they were like shouting out people who had passed, and
Mm.
she shouted out Prince Marky D, and he was like, "Nah, sis, I'm right here."
Well, at least we get to check in on
Right.
who's here and who's not.
Exactly. Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, yeah, and it really is. It's about laughter, and I'm just really appreciating in general. Artists are really getting, doing their work. This is our
Yeah.
work. In times like that, I just posted something on one of my pages. This is when art defines us. It truly is an opportunity for artists not only to support themselves during this whole thing, but really support other people and help people understand the validity and the
Mm.
importance and the ubiquitous presence that art has in our lives. And we don't appreciate it more when we are ourselves constricted. We kind of take it for granted when we out in the world, we doing our thing or some shit we have in the background, yada, yada, yada. But when we really need laughter, when we really need music, when we really need visuals that help us think, or at least to stay still, whatever the case may be. Everything you see, hear, feel, think, whatever, all of that is art.
Yeah.
So I'm really a big proponent of supporting artists who are not considered a working class, so they ain't getting a check from Orange Man.
Right.
Okay. All right, artists. Now I did post a couple of things on a few of my IGs about different lists for artists.
Hmm.
Sorry, like lists as far as like emergency grants out there, what have you. But in general, I want to put out there that we support our artists because they're the ones who are really going to be coming to your social media screens and getting it on. And so they got a little Patreon button, not just us, but any artist, Patreon,
Yeah.
PayPal, Cash App, whatever little coins y'all do have, y'all find between the couch, or put that in your budget to keep these folks going. Because imagine this whole time where our artists were silent or muted.
Yeah. Absolutely. Um, I was gonna say I've noticed that there were um a lot of other groups, I would say, that are putting together like times to stay socially connected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, my line sisters, like we all got on the live and just laughed with each other.
Mm-hmm.
My alumni association had a Zoom meeting, and we joined that and just like laughed with each other. So like that whole concept of like being, um, and Karen said it on her video, being physically distant but socially connected,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what people are finding a way to do now. So I really appreciated everything that I've seen of people trying to get together, trying to find ways um, to be connected in a time where we are, physically separated. That's cute. All of the videos that everybody's making, all the Corona songs. And I said, now I know one thing,
Coronavirus.
right? I was screaming that yesterday. But I said, now black people are going to be at home making up some content for the internet, okay? There was I forget his name right now. It's a young brother from New Orleans that did the Corona clap. Like it's been so many things that I've been hearing that I've really enjoyed. So
Yeah,
stay
yes.
creative.
Flourish,
Keep yourself
flourish.
occupied. Keep your blade sharp.
Keep your black. So with that, we're gonna do a culture review or just a culture highlight. All right, so
Yeah.
It's for the culture, y'all. It's for the culture, y'all.
Bust it, here we go.
Many of you are my friends. You know I practice Buddhism. One of the Buddhist leaders, Daisaku Ikeda, said, the age of materialism is dying. The age of humanism is dawning. And as a result, the artists and the people are stepping into leadership and showing their true hearts, especially right now when we know that we can't be together physically, but we want to reach out and touch each other with our hearts. So my heart is singing today because as I was meditating this morning and reflecting on the good fortune I've had in my life, part of that has to do with being a lesbian comedian. You know, I lived through people saying, well, why do you have to be a lesbian? Why do you have to be a lesbian comedian? Why do you have to put lesbian in front of it? You're a really good comic. Why do you have to lesbian? People are so freaked out by the word lesbian, although I must admit it is a freaky word. I mean, gays have the word gay. It sounds like they're having fun. Why couldn't we be merry? Why couldn't it be the gays and the merries? You know what I mean? It would have been so much easier for us to come out if we could just tell our parents, hey, guess what, Mom? I'm married. Oh, they would have thought that was a very positive thing, being married, okay? But instead we have lesbian, which sounds like a foot fungus. I'm sorry, it just is not that palatable. Nonetheless,
That, if you don't know, is Karen Williams, comedian extraordinaire, and she is one of your gay aunties, gay auntie.
Yeah. Just gonna say that. That's definitely my auntie.
You know, so this is a great opportunity because people are coming out. They are cutting up, you know, on their
Yeah.
Facebook Lives and their IG Lives. So we wanted to highlight someone that had me dying really, like, you know, when I was in the house, like, oh God, I need a minute. And I just happened to get on Facebook and she was going live. So that's Karen Williams. If you want some daily laughter, she's coming to you daily. You can just look her up on Facebook, Karen Williams. That's Karen Williams. That's a pretty common name, but she's basically an older black woman. You can see her right there on the thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what she look like. But she she got her Facebook going on, and of course, like we've been saying, she's someone you also can support and give your coins to. She got her Venmo up there, what have you. But really, the impetus or what really makes artists want to kind of use this venue to get out there in ways that they might have not in the past is because we're all in the house and we all need art at this time.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So thank you to all of the creators who are creating in this time and sharing your gift. My sister and I, Tisha, who was on the show a while ago with her daughter, we're going to have a sister date at 5 with Anthony Hamilton.
I like
Yeah.
it.
So plenty of things are going on that you all can participate in. And right now, it's your gay auntie.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, and Karen, man, she be cutting up, man. Like, she be having me in tears on
Mhm.
here. You know, she was like, here's something you can do. You can, you know, write a letter, like actually write a letter in a whole different language called cursive.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you can learn a new language. Just, you know, send a letter to a young person in cursive.
Absolutely. I enjoyed that she was
Excuse me.
talking about the power of a laugh and like what the laugh does to your physical body. Because like we're in the house, so it was kind of like a low energy day. And then once we I started getting on all of those groups with people and laughing and interacting, it was like, okay, like, all right, now I feel better. Now I can put on, change from my day pajamas to my night pajamas and, and watch a different show. I don't know, whatever it is we're doing to keep our minds and time occupied.
No, that's real. That's real. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Karen. And all the other, queer artists and comedians and poets, like, let's hear it. Let's give it to us. Like, DM us, tag us. We'll spotlight you guys on the show, on our YouTube live, all of that on IG. 'Cause we want to, let all of us know, as many of us that are out here creating good art, whatever that art is, just tag us on it at your gay aunties. Okay. What's going on now? Oh, okay. What?
I said, oh, I don't know what.
Ooh, what are we doing now? Okay. So what we're doing now is saying we love you.
We do love you.
We do love you, and but before we get into the letter part of the show, we just want to remind you, as we have been reminding you throughout this show, all the ways you can support us with patreon.com/your gay aunties. Give what you can when you can. We have the merch store. We're going to be starting to put some other new items because winter is dead and gone. So we're going to put some more summer items up there and just, cool stuff, as we come up with it. We're going to have fun with our merch store. So visit it when you can. And of course the wonderful letters that we receive. We want to get more letters from you. As this is a good time to write, y'all. It's time to journal and come within. And so whatever comes up during your journaling, during your time when you're staying still or creating, and new questions in life, just pop in your head and you want to throw it to us, you can now do it. And you can do it to us live too. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we here.
We're here.
Good, we here. But the more traditional way is just to pop us a letter at yourgayaunties@gmail.com. And
so what if people aren't really letter writers? Would there be a way that they could just tell us what they wanted us to know?
Yes, there is, darling. in our
I'll crack me up.
In our IG bio link, there's a link called Speak Your Truth, and you can basically just press that and go right to a page where you can record a 90-second letter or question that you may have for your gay aunties, and we'll also feature that on the show as well. If you don't want to feature, just let us know. I just want to ask the question, and we can just feature without your voice. With that being said, I think that's pretty much it. What time it is then? Right. I'm gonna signal it up. Here's your letter.
I love that. I'm so easily entertained.
So easily entertained. All right, girl, you want to handle this?
Yeah, so we do have a letter. The writer did not say that we could use their name. So would we like to give our writer a name?
Kiki.
Kiki, do you love me? Let's find out. All right, Kiki says, "Hey, aunties, I have a question for you both. I just started romantically entertaining a young woman who I really hit it off with. I met her on Tinder, and there were some interesting coincidences. Our birthdays are only 2 days apart, and her and I's parents live off the same main road. She was staying at her parents' house while she got on her feet after her divorce from a man last year. They have a 5-year-old daughter. So when I met her, she actually was only staying temporarily at her parents' house, but I live with mine. So she just went back to the town she actually lives in, which is 4 hours away. We are trying to plan a weekend for me to come visit, but she's also trying to figure out her schedule with her daughter, with her ex-husband. It looks like they have decided on weekends, which I know the young lady and I'm dating. I know the young lady I'm dating, let's call her Courtney, is a bit stressed about. I understand her daughter comes first, and I support that, but I'm wondering where I fit in. We both were a bit disappointed when we couldn't have a romantic weekend alone. And I know Courtney is anxious of the thought of no days off on the weekends, but she can't see her daughter during the week because of distance, which she's not happy about either. I just wanted some advice about dating women with kids because I really feel like she's worth the effort, and I don't want to stop seeing her. I've never dated anyone with kids before, and I just wanted some advice.
Mm.
Red, how did you introduce your partner to your kids at first? How did you all spend time together? How affectionate were you around each other with the children around, hand holding, pop kisses? I guess I'm just a bit anxious because I've never had to think about these things. If it's between not seeing her at all and her having her daughter when we hang out, I'd rather chill with them both. I don't have any older gays in my life to ask, so I wanted to ask my aunties. LOL. Thank you. Kiki.
Ooh, well, just for context, you know, I said keep social distancing, period. So maybe this is a good time. Like, fuck it all. Like, oh well, you just ain't gonna see her or the kids.
Oh.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Just roll all the way out the frame.
Sorry. But when this is all over, what is your advice?
Well, so I'll go back. So, how did I introduce my partner to my kids? Well, my first partner that I introduced them to, they didn't have a context of mommy's dating a woman, any of that kind of thing. Mommy had friends. Friends hung out all the time. Like, there was a new woman who I was hanging out with. She was mommy's friend too. It wasn't until like my second relationship, so I was like, oh, like, so this is really a thing. Like, this is really what I'm doing, okay? Because that first time you could just kind of be like, oh, well, maybe this is something that I'm trying. I'm testing it out to see, get my toes wet in the water a little bit, see how I feel about it. Okay, the second time you're like, all right, so this is what I do apparently. The second time I had to kind of sit the children down and have a conversation with them. At this point, my children don't really remember much about me dating before I was dating women. Like, their moms just been gay like their whole lives. So I don't think that I like abstained from like showing affection. Like, just like in any relationship, you want your children to see like healthy affection. You want them to see that you are loved and what love looks like and feels like and those kind of things. So I didn't shy away from that with them. Now, your partner is newly divorced with a small child. And, we've kind of talked about some of those things on the show that are a part of that decision. What dad is still very much a part of the baby's life and will thusly be very much a part of the decision on what that looks like. Unfortunately, or could. Maybe she's just like, I don't care what he thinks and I'm ready to go and live my life. Like, that's possible. But when you have small children and apparently there's a custody thing that's happening or going on, you kind of have to placate people, unfortunately. It's tough, and it's good that you're open to the time not being just kid-free time, because that could be helpful for your partner, that she doesn't have to choose between the two of you, right? On those times where she has that free time or is in the area and can see you. But then you're going to have to make sure that you are tempering yourself a little bit and not trying to like jump up bones and knocking the baby down to like get your smooches in. Like, that's a conversation you all are going to have together. Like, what is she comfortable with? What makes sense for her? Mm-hmm. And a 5-year-old is going to bed at 8:00.
Yeah, but everything is in the context of Corona these days, and I'm not so much talking about you passing germs or whatever, but I'm talking about the level of stress that people are feeling, and I don't know how well are they partners, or she's so much interested in? I'm sorry, I think
they're dating.
They're romantically entertaining she's romantically entertaining a young woman who I really hit it off with. Okay, well then you are maybe some stress relief. But I think one thing Red was hinting to that you really have to check your degree of selfishness, only
Mm.
because, when we like someone, we get very selfish with it, kid or not, is that because she is newly divorced, you don't know what this dude is, where his head is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't, and if there's a custody thing going on, this may, and he finds out, if he's extremely homophobic, this is something that can bring a lot of stress into the house, because he's trying to bring his homophobia, like, what are you doing, and want to, I don't know what state they live in. Some states are, would say, what the hell are you talking about? This had nothing to do with nothing. Some states are like, oh, there's a gay person in the house? I don't know. So, we're still there in 2020. So, I'm not sure this is a conversation that you both have had, but if you haven't, you should, as far as how you're going to continue. But on the flip, you don't, if she's like, no, I still want to see you, fuck him, I got this under control, cool. There's still the child, though the child is not so much cognitive of, who you are, as a couple, and most kids don't give a flying flip, quite honestly. But they don't know all that is, they just know you mommy's friend, and that's all they honestly, they need to know. At 5 years old, give me a break. Right? Yeah. But what they can pick up is stress. So if you have one job, essentially, in this context, the day of the corona, is to make sure that she is stress-free. You are there to be a stress-free agent. No more. No, oh, I'm really into you, why aren't you doing this? All that couple, crap, that you do once you get out of the honeymoon phase. To hell with all that. Everything is on hold, for corona. So since people are, what I'm trying to say is, since people are stressed out, the only purpose we have in each other's life is to create less stress, to make each other laugh, to maybe do laundry when she's preoccupied with the kid, because the kids aren't going to daycare right now. Like, that's what we're doing right now for each other. For those of you who are in a relationship with or without kids, that is your job as a partner right now, is to create less stress in your partner's life. Take a moment together when maybe you're in the house together, kids involved, all that. It's like, yo, let's check in. How we doing? What do people need? We can get caught up in our own anxieties and shit and take that out on people who are closest to us, and they can't escape us. All right, so let's keep that in mind. But Kiki, in your context, that definitely is your only job, because you just entertaining shit. If you know, you know what I mean? You need to stay in mode. Okay, you are the entertainer, and that's it. You ain't nothing deeper than that. Don't try to get no deeper than that. People are trying to put one foot in front of the other. You know what I mean? So that's really my advice, because just the idea of starting a relationship, I mean, it's cute. Honeymoon phases are great, especially when you're stressed out. But then regular relationship shit comes in, and people don't need to be in that same mode they are, where that's when their selfishness kind of kicks in, and you start having issues. And nobody need that right now. Nobody want that right now.
Yeah, especially with so much that's going on in her life at this point.
Yes, because trust me, hubby might be taking shit out on her just cause. Just cause that he might have not been doing if all this wasn't going on. Everyone is trying to figure out, I know we're going back to corona, but honestly, that is what, everything is in context of that. No matter what letter we read. Yeah. Everything is like, well, do this, but in context of corona, do this.
Absolutely.
This is what you do if everything was all right, but you might want to be hyper vigilant because corona.
That's corona.
So yeah. Oh goddamn, we only a half an hour in, child. Unless you got more to say on her letter.
Well, I was gonna go back to the other questions. I guess I'm a bit anxious. Well, in the letter, she's asking me like about introducing my children and affection and stuff, and then she says, I guess I'm a bit anxious because I've never had to think about these things. And if it's between not seeing her at all and having her daughter when we hang out, I'd rather chill with them both. right? And
Okay.
so that part just kind of was just kind of echoing with me because what Hanifa said kind of like brought up something, especially around this divorce thing happening. If you want it to be a romantic experience and she's not able to allow that to happen for you, like how does that resonate with you? Like does that cause disappointment for you? Does that cause a resentment for you? Will that cause you to not be interested anymore in this relationship because it's not giving you the thing that you need at this time, right? So it's like it's really interesting that she's trying to make this time, or would be if we weren't all on lockdown, but definitely trying to make this make space for this relationship to grow, right? But there will also be so many times where that will not be possible. And because this isn't something that you normally have to contend with or deal with or think about or manage in your life, especially in your dating life, how are you prepared for that experience? Right? Because then it is kind of like, you have to think about things that you normally would not have had to think about. And so if she shows up and she has the baby and the baby can't go to sleep and the baby wants to play and like like there are so many things that are a part of it that I think you need to consider if those are things that you're okay with learning to deal with. You know, like Hanifa, how would you feel right now with a partner who had a 7-year old?
Well, that ain't gonna happen with me. I guess I don't. That's no, 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 no. No. So, but I'm telling you, it's just giving me anxiety even thinking about, trying to entertain a relationship that includes a kid right now. I just like that is so. I mean, it's beyond me on a regular day. It's definitely beyond me now. I don't know how any of y'all doing it, quite honestly, who haven't been together at least for a good minute. Because so much is having to be defined during this time, and so starting new relationships, any new relationship, let's just call it any new relationship you're having, kid or not, is being defined based on this time. So what I mean by that is a lot of you may be courting relationships via online or saying, well, fuck it, we got a new relationship and should we be hanging out as much as we would usually be hanging out?
Mm.
Based on who's in each other's house. Like you might have a grandparent or something in the house. The less people you bring up in the house, you know what I'm saying? You ain't bringing their day in the house either, But more so, it's like the mental frame that we're in, the heightened anxiety, the heightened need for companionship, the heightened need to cure boredom. We start new hobbies, which are great, but one of them shouldn't be a relationship. I'm just saying. Because you don't know what's real is real. You're reacting differently. Even your levels of patience is different. That time when the honeymoon time is extended because you're really interdependent of each other. You're really needing of each other. So you're not really growing, if you will, as you usually would in regular times. So just be mindful of that. I'm not saying you can't start a new relationship. I'm not saying if you have started a new relationship that you shouldn't continue to feed it. But know that you're feeding it in the context of Verona. Nothing is real, but real as fuck at the same time.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe just use this time that you all are physically separated and there's not that draw of, oh my God, I got to get to her. I got to get to her. I got to get to her. Maybe you can just ask yourself and ask each other some of these really pressing questions. Like use this time to really to dig deep and have conversations, getting to know each other, getting to understand what a possible relationship would be like between the two of you, so that when the gates are open and you are free to move about the country, you even know if you want to go down there or not. Because you just never know. During the conversations, you might be like, you know, or then you know that this really is something that you want to pursue, and as you all have this time out of the pressure and of trying to physically connect, you can
Mm-hmm.
emotionally connect. You
Mm-hmm.
can, talk about your spirituality. You can talk about your life lived experiences. You can talk
Oh.
about, yeah, you can talk about all of those things that are important to you, dreams, goals, concepts of the future, like visions for yourself. You all can, I have a group that's going to do a virtual vision board. You all can do some virtual activities together and really try to unpack some things so that you can just get to know each other on a
Hmm.
more than surface, more than physical level.
This is some really good stuff, and you know that we are in relationships in the age of the Rona is okay, like we've had online relationships or whatever, where we or some sort of remoteness. We've done that, but we know that it's not really reality because we're spending a lot of the time basically wooing each other and courting each other and bullshit talk and text sex and all that crap, right? So since we have
Yeah.
all this time, then great. Are we going to be in these early stages? Those of you who are in early stages, shoot, those of you, just to go back to Kiki's letter, those of you who are in these early stages with children, this is a great time to really expand how you connect with each other and how you build that relationship. If you're going to do it, like, fuck it, we going ahead, then don't squander it on BS talk and I'm just courting you because I'm just being nice, like just like let's kick it real, let's do some, let's have some fun with it, like you said, create vision board, let me see where your head's at, let's dig deeper, you know
Yeah.
let's play kids games with the kid and or what have you, really, I guess the word is really being intentional, really being intentional about anything new you start up during this time, anyone new that you are introduced to, the kids, relationship, whatever, to be really intentional, and also know when you're not ready. Sometimes when you're intentional, what the signal that comes back is like, nope, not now, child. Not
Right.
now. Not right now. Don't do it. I know you feel like you need some company. Don't do it. You need to be your company right now.
No, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Because the universe is telling all of us to sit the hell down and chill for a minute. Now, what you do with that minute will define how you come out on the other side, honey. Oh, this.
Hmm. And people that and this is like totally off the letter right now,
We
but
so off the
people
letter.
who have walked, like who've gone, gone on errands and things like that and
Mm-hmm.
come back, they're just like, it's so peaceful. Like the air feels better. Like it smells better outside. Like it's just, so you have to do that too. Take this time and like do some of your personal work. Like clear some of your stuff out. While you are at home, personally detox. Think about your past experiences that you need to get over. Do some of that so that you can be a safe place for a woman and child. you know to be it, if you choose to develop that relationship. Like there are so many things that we can do with this time to make us better, right? When we're on the other side of this.
Yes, and if anything, just see how nature is reacting to us being inside and realize who the real virus is. Because I'm just saying, because the dolphins and the swans and you name an animal, they like, whoa, honey, we got time out for humans. They are coming back.
Yeah.
The air got clearer in just a week. They're like, whoa. Monkeys going bananas in Thailand, like, you know what, honey?
Right, right.
So I mean, it's I know it's bizarre, it's crazy, but you know what? It's just a reality we have not been aware of because we've been caught up in our freaking worlds, going here and there, polluting and all different. I don't care what kind of person you are, you're leaving a footprint. But now all of us, our only footprint is in the freaking house.
Yeah.
And the earth is like, whoo, I don't know how to stop y'all, but here you go. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's like, You know, not to say that the Earth has some separate mind that's like, you know what, and having a meeting with the other planets, like, you know what I'm gonna do. Or Mars was like, listen, Earth, I'm gonna tell you what you gotta do, right? You know, you gotta release some
Right.
shit on
You
these
don't need to get
bitches.
rid of them.
Here's the vaccine for your virus called humans.
Ooh.
We gonna make a bigger virus that keep their asses in the damn house just so you can get a breather.
Right.
A minute to like, okay, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? How we gonna get things right back? You know, and I'm not saying, like I said, the earth, I'm not trying to personify the earth, if you will, but the earth is a microbe. It is an organism. And just like in our own bodies, our body sees something, you know, trying to infect it. So our white blood cells go, you know, to try and fix it. Now, I just forgive me having a science moment here, because I saw someone post this and I had to just correct them a little bit. They're like, you know, they kind of personified white blood cells and made a joke of like, I need my white blood cells to fight the corona. I'm like, well, actually, that's the problem. That's what happens. Because when an infection, a new infection, the body's like, who this? What usually happens is the white blood cells overreact to try and fight it, and that is actually what makes us sick, until the body realizes, oh wait, okay, I know this bitch. We don't need to release a few of y'all motherfuckers, not the whole gang, like somebody doing a home invasion. We all coming out with the 9mm and like we trying to come, you know what I'm saying? So, but I digress. So that is what's happened. This is my metaphor for the environment. The earth is trying to figure out, damn, here they go again. Boom, something new with these damn humans. Just overreacting, trying to react to us. And now it's just like, okay, I've created something that needs to just, now I'm tired of reacting to y'all. I need y'all to chill for a hot minute. And create zero, if you can, mostly a 0 foot imprint on your day-to-day, so I can get myself together. Things happen for a reason. Whether you want to personify the earth, you want to think it, you know, a message from the God, goddess, whatever. Things happen for a reason. We put something out there, something comes back. Simple karma, you know. So with that being said, let's do our good duty as human beings, as the part of being the human species on planet Earth. Stay your ass home as much as possible.
Yeah.
Get your shit together, so when we get out on the other side of this, we are not the same as whack ass, selfish ass motherfuckers. And the animals got to go into hiding again.
Boom. Absolutely. And so, you know, thank you so much, Kiki, for your letter. I hope we've been able to help you out a little bit. I know that when you sent the letter, we were not in the condition that we are in now, but I hope your aunties were able to put some context in the current situation. You feel free, Kiki, to reach out and let us know how things are going with you now. If there's been any updates, we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to hear from all the rest of you all who are listening or who are maybe dating in the age of the Rona. Like, what are some creative ways that you all are finding to connect with your new e-boo? As it would be, since you all are relating virtually. What are some creative things that you've done? Maybe some cute virtual dates or things like that. That'll be interesting for us to see how our children,
are coping,
our younger generation are doing this. This is it's an interesting time, and just as we talked about earlier, how creative people are being. How are you all being creative dating in this time?
Yes, definitely. And just being creative in general, you know, just tag us on the stuff that you're doing while in the house, or even if you just took a picture of you and your partner, or you by yourself meditating or whatever. You know, we'll share it, because people we need to see each other. Just like with our family month last month, we need to see each other. We need to see each other in this state too. We are here. We are a part of the larger human community that's trying to get through this. So, you know, DM us, email us, you know, your letters, all of it. Just let us be a part of your communication network, so we can get this all out to everybody, basically. Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, we've been able to share with you one of our aunties. You can share with us, you know, your people. We want to see you. We want to stay connected. We want to continue to find ways and reasons to laugh together and to share this human experience that we are having as well, right?
Yes.
So if Auntie Hanifa and I have been able to help you, shout us out. Let us know if you have any Auntie quotes that you've heard on the show that really helped you in some way or really stood out for you. Go ahead and let us know that as well. We are looking to immortalize those auntie quotes in different ways. So we have our merch store. We're going to be rolling out our summer merch,
Yes.
as it would be. And you can check that out by going to IG. We have a link right there in the bio. Also, give us some shout outs on Instagram or Twitter or wherever you are that you are contacting us or that you are letting people know where we are. There's also spots on different outlets if you're
Mm.
listening as a podcast where you can respond to us right at the point of where we are. If you're listening on the live on YouTube, or if you watch this video after the live is already posted, just connect with us. We want to hear back from you as much as you love hearing from us.
Yeah, and there are things that you feel you might even want for us that we're not even thinking of. This is the time to ask.
Ooh,
This
true.
is the time to ask, because during this time we are, we'll try to be as flexible as possible. So if you're like, aunties, can y'all just do this? I ain't gonna dance a jig for y'all now. So let's do it within reason. But something you feel that we, as a podcast, as two individuals who truly care, if you feel there's something that you would love to receive from us during this time, then we will definitely do our best to give it to you. But until then, we are here every Sunday live. We want you to join us live. Again, just subscribe to YouTube and get those notifications. And every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, so those on the West Coast can get us as well. Join us right here on YouTube. And of course, on Wednesdays, the new episode goes live as well. All right.
Yes.
Well, it's
And we
published.
have
It's
a
published.
Sunday brunch guest
Oh,
coming up
yes.
next week. Lee Levinson Perrine. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly,
See, girl.
but Lisa on the scene out here where I am in DC, running Maker's Lab. Maker's Lab has been um, just kind of pinnacle in the city of LGBT entertainment. And he's going to talk to us about some of the turns that he's personally making and how the LGBT community can congregate in the city. And so I'm really excited about hearing from him and all of those wonderful ideas that he has, especially as we are coming up on Pride seasons across
I
the
don't know what that
country,
gonna look like.
what that will look like. If it's been affected, his plans have been affected by Corona and all of those things. So we're really interested in hearing from our guests this month.
Yes, yes, and this, I mean, we're just want to really plug our guests, because I know a lot of you out there are promoters. That's one of the main hustles, for queer people. It's like getting into promotion and creating events. So this is a good time to send those letters if you're having particular problems, especially right now, or ways you want to change or grow or expand, transform your events, whatever those are, or introduce. Again, where we at your gay aunties on Instagram, at your gay aunties at Gmail, your gay aunties on Twitter, and of course your gay aunties on Patreon.com. All right, y'all, we're gonna wrap it up for this week. And again, y'all, stay close, stay loving. This is a time to learn about yourself, about others. This is a blessing.
Yeah.
In all due respect to all those who might have passed from this or lost loved ones, we are with you. We're present with you. But for those of us who are here and experiencing this is an opportunity. See it as so. All right? And with that being said, my name is Hanifah Walida.
And I'm Red Summer.
And we are your gay aunties. All right, y'all. Later.
Bye, babies.
Bye-bye.